that it's in contact with the cold or the cooling environment of the high altitude. When it comes down, it's got a downward velocity, which can be picked up by turbines. It's also got, it's basically raining, is one way you can think about it. And let's see, the green disk is a highly alkaline area that consists of what are called algae raceway ponds that are very high in pH, so they can absorb CO2 and grow the alkaline types of algae very efficiently, which also can exclude some other competing kinds of growths that you don't want. And then you harvest that probably at the center with some centrifuges, the way you normally harvest algae, which is with centrifugal separators, sort of like in a dairy farm. And then you take
Well, that's utterly
then you
fascinating.
take the algae.
Utterly.
Yeah, utterly, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you take the algae that you've centrifugally separated, and you bring it back out to the fish, and make sure the fish are tilapia or some other kind of algae grazer, which is,
Aha! But tilapia aren't saltwater.
they are brine tolerant. You can
Really?
get them that are brine, so they can be tolerant of not a high salinity, but you can get them so that they're somewhat tolerant. You
You
can
know what would
also
be
go
great
to
is
some other
if you could cook
species.
mackerel. Mackerel is just
I'm not
great.
sure if mackerel are algae grazers. Walleye,
No, they eat little fish.
yeah, walleye. Let's see, sockeye salmon are algae grazers, and they're saltwater, so they would be pretty good. But anyway,
Wait, that would give us our motto:
oh yeah,
"Sockeye to me." You know, like sock it to me, Daddy-o.
oh I get it. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Um, so let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find anything else here. Well, no, I can't actually. Uh,
Well, at least walk around to the upper side of it. That would be more
walk around to the upper
interesting.
side of it. So okay, we're gonna walk around to the upper side of it. So one of the things this doesn't show, of course, are the living structures underneath this thing, which might even be houseboats and things of that nature. You could have people living in on the water for the moderation of the temperature. Part of the idea of this whole thing is you're trying to keep the algae growing at a relatively high constant temperature where it's very efficient at converting solar energy into food. Um,
What's with the alkalinity? How does that work?
the alkalinity helps you to, well, first of all,
No, I mean, how does it get alkaline?
oh, how does it get alkaline? Well,
Is it something about the CO2 or?
no, the CO2 tends to make things a little bit acidic.
Right,
The
exactly.
way you normally would get things to be alkaline is to put something like potash or
Oh, it's chemically. It's not a consequence of the fact that you're, evaporating it or something.
no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sort of like one of the things you have to. It's sort of like soil modification in farming. You want to, make the soil sweeter sometimes, and so you put calcium carbonate or sodium bicarbonate or whatever on the soil. You do the same thing with the algae medium to make it alkaline or like a sweet soil, and that tends to make it sort of absorb CO2 from the atmosphere better. It's not really I don't really know exactly how efficient that's going to be in terms of scrubbing the atmosphere of CO2, but you do have to have carbon inputs because, after all, the algae is, carbon-based life.
Okay. Could we? All right. This is fascinating. I, and we'll revisit this topic. Could you just would you like to discuss a little bit why we're making a movie in Second Life, and why this is the actually an ideal place for us to build a movie or a film studio, a media studio? And possibly, I'm thinking we could actually put the studio inside the updraft tower.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, we'd have to get enough land so we could build something that big.
yeah. Well, this is 5 kilometers in diameter.
Well, how tall is the tower?
The tower, well, yeah, the updraft tower itself is about a kilometer. Then there's a bit of space above it for the condenser. So,
So, could it, what are the wall thicknesses like? In other words, would there would the thicknesses imply that there could be easily you could add residential capacity?
In the tower, no.
No.
No, the tower is not really built for large loads. Uh,
But in Second Life, we could put a movie studio anywhere in this
well,
place.
that's true, and that would tend to detract from the idea of the model, which is you're trying
Right.
to sort of show what the thing would actually be like to people who might be interested in it.
Okay,
But
so we'll keep the model small and we'll add some like maybe some simulation stuff, like water flow or evaporite concentrations
yeah,
shown on
show
the model.
show some
We'll make it small and then we'll put it in the studio.
show some fish on
And
the
then we
outside there, and maybe
right.
sailboats or houseboats, and you know stuff like that, and show how.
And then we can have it in the so but I'm thinking that if this experiment here works, we can easily have a talk show, right? As a matter of fact, if you remember my couches, let's see if we can get them back. Actually, um, I don't even have my toolbar now. But anyway, you remember my couches,
Yeah.
the green couches. I could
Mm.
bring the couches back. We could actually get a real studio, a fake virtual studio. Did you see Shortcuts, the Robert Altman movie?
No.
There's a line in there where these two girls are getting high, and one says to the other one, "Have you heard of like virtual reality? It's like reality, but like more real."
Yeah.
Early '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like this. So anyway, yeah, I don't know about putting a studio into the tower, but yeah, maybe just sort of having the tower around here as a model. But there, anyway,
Okay, so that
one of the
building,
things that has
this
to,
building next door. Did I ever
yeah,
tell you about it? This huge, N-story building next door, made out of red glass and steel. Do you see that? The building right next door to this.
yeah, I see it.
Did I ever tell you about that story?
I don't think so.
Nasum, well, Nasum Mu built it for us. That is actually the worst second life name I've ever heard. But he built it for our company when he was thinking that we would have a company working on, the ray tracer, the voxel thing, and this would be like our world headquarters in Second Life. He actually bought a domain name for it, but since we don't talk anymore, it's abandoned. Isn't that sad?
Well, that's nice.
But he built a really
So
nice
let's see.
building.
Last drifted Nigo de Spinati.
Okay,
I don't know.
let's fly. Come on, follow me.
It doesn't. I can't fly. It keeps on going. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Page up.
Yeah. So I'm flying. So now what?
You're flying faster than me.
Okay.
Okay, don't fly so fast. I'm having trouble. You're going straight up. Okay, I'm catching up to you. Oh yeah, people build stuff here up in the air. Look above you. There's that thing, whatever it is. There's a house or something
Yeah.
up here. So anyway, let me try to go work with that footage, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Kronos.
Bye bye.